started. Perfect. So I wanted to really quick thank each and every one of you for taking time for being a part of our service unit coordinator training for the 2022 cookie program. My name is Emma Meyer. I am the new director of product sales for the Girl Scouts of Central Illinois. I almost shared my old title, still getting used to that. But those of you that are used to have working with CJ in the past, he is off in retirement now and happily enjoying retirement so far, I think. Still checking in on us, making sure to remind me that fall product delivery is coming up and all those kinds of things. So you can tell that he was always and still really is Girl Scout oriented. So we do miss him, but I'm sure we'll see him around. But I am excited to be working in a more full role with each and every one of you as the director of product sales. So I appreciate you taking time this evening to join us. Also joining us this evening is Kelly Day, our Chief Operating Officer for the Girl Scouts of Central Illinois. And Kelly, I didn't know if you wanted to say something really quick.
Can you hear me okay, Emma?
Yes.
Perfect. I would just like to thank all of you for joining us this evening and for agreeing to be cookie service unit product coordinators. It's a big responsibility. It's a great time of the year, but we are very aware we could not do this program without all of you. So we very much thank you for your commitment and are very excited for Emma to take this cookie program over and have just the most confidence in her capability to do that.
Well, thank you, Kelly. I do appreciate that. Also joining us this evening is Faith Hall, our representative from ABC Bakers. And Faith, if you would like to introduce yourself really quick.
Sure. Hi, everyone. My name's Faith Hall, ABC Bakers. You teed me up perfect. I'm thankful to be with you tonight. I'm here. I work behind the scenes almost daily with Emma to make sure we get your cookies to you, live up to your expectations, and help support the total program. I can also be here in a support role through the call for questions and even follow-up. So even if we don't reach, get through all the questions today, I'm happy to be available for follow-up. So thank you, Emma, and thank you all the volunteers on the call as well. Similar sentiments, very thankful.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much, Faith, and we're happy to be working with you. So just a couple of housekeeping notes before we get started. I know that you may have questions throughout the program, and we absolutely welcome those. I will be pausing periodically throughout the training for any questions. I do ask that you try to keep yourselves on mute until you are asking those questions, just for the integrity of the training for all of our other guests. But if you have a question and you're on a laptop, you can also pop your question in the chat box. Faith will be keeping an eye on that while I'm presenting, and then I'll be doing the same for her while she is presenting. So we will get your questions answered. Feel free to ask those away, but I will be pausing for those. So we'll go ahead and get started. One other reminder too that I just wanted to share, I am recording this training. Again, I'm just using that recording for sharing with other coordinators who were unable to join us on any of the evenings that we offered. So I'm going to go ahead and take my video off so that way you are saved the privilege of seeing my lovely talking faces. Please feel free to keep your camera on if you're comfortable, or turn that off, whatever you're comfortable with, but we'll go ahead and get started here. So again, you are attending the training for the 2022 cookie program, and just to echo the sentiments of Kelly, really without our service unit coordinators, this cookie program and our fall product program as well would be difficult to pull off and to deliver to all of our troops and Girl Scouts without your assistance. So thank you very much. I know that many of you were fall product coordinators, and so we got to cut our teeth on that program, and now we're ready for the big game with the cookie program. So I'm excited to work with you on this and to show you this year's program, and that way we can get ready for a great 2022 program. So this year, our direct sale and cookie booth will begin on February 4th and run through March 20th, 2022. And so again, to echo our sentiment that you and your Girl Scouts and your troops are our why. All of us have a reason why we participate in Girl Scouts, why we encourage our girls to participate in the Girl Scout cookie program. We know that the cookie program is not just selling cookies, earning patches. It's also developing skills that our girls will use as they develop into young women. So for some of you, it may be a family tradition. For others of you, this might be a new adventure that you want to offer your daughter, but we each have our own reason why that you volunteer and you offer your time, especially at this level as a service unit coordinator. So whether that reason be a daughter or your troop or some other example, thank you for your why, because that's why you are here. And so without your why, this cookie program would be difficult to deliver. So this year's theme is Climb with Courage. It features this adorable koala, and you'll see clip art throughout the training that features this really cute koala. I also like the Climb with Courage theme because we are climbing out of the pandemic into another new normal, and that's going to take some courage. And so I like that Climb with Courage theme. And Faith, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe this is also the first year that both bakers, both programs are offering the same theme. So this year, whether Girl Scout is selling Little Brownie or ABC, they're going to work with that koala.
Yes, but I have to brag, ABC's concept won out. So it is a little, kudos in our back pocket, but correct. Both bakers will be using the same theme and Climb with Courage theme.
Great, thanks, Faith. And yes, that's awesome that our baker had the winning theme. So that Climb with Courage is really cute, and we're going to see that throughout the program here. So to share with you our goals for this cookie program, we would like to reach a sales total of $5,728,500, have a per girl average of 228 boxes per girl, and have girl participation of 5,025 girls. We would like to donate 2,000 cases of cookies via our Operation Cookie Share program, and as always, maintain or grow our digital sales. If our fall product sales were any indicator, I think we'll see great growth in our digital sales, especially because, as we'll see later in the training, it's so simple for girls to get some online sales to help them bump up their goals. So last week, I sent you an email that contained several handouts. I do apologize if you received that email twice. When I sent that out the first time, it bounced back and said no one received it. And so I attempted again. So hopefully you received that. If you did not receive these materials, put that in the chat box, shoot me an email, and I would be happy to get those materials into your hands. So in that email, I included a service unit coordinator agreement, some smart cookie instructions. We'll also go over some smart cookie details in this training. The troop training PowerPoint, both in handouts as well as full slides. So that way, if any troops reach out to you for training materials, you can provide them either the full slideshow or a handout of the slideshow. The Troops by Service Unit report will be coming to you. We're working on building that for the cookie program in Salesforce. And so I will be sending that to you shortly. I also included Smart Cookies Q&A and also a troop training schedule. So as troops are reaching out to you about trainings, you can share with them the dates of those trainings. So our program material this year will actually be mailed directly to the troop leader and or cookie coordinator. We will be pulling either the designated cookie coordinator from Salesforce for the troop or the troop leader. The mailing will include the Troop Cookie Coordinator Guide, Troop Agreement, as well as parent permission forms. So the money envelopes, order cards, and receipt books that leaders will need for their troop will be available then at each of your delivery sites during initial delivery week. And our staff will have that, or you will have that to provide to our leaders as they're picking up. So again, we're mailing out the troop cookie envelope, the troop agreement form, parent permission forms, and this year's troop cookie coordinator guide. The coin envelopes, receipt books, and order cards will be available at each service unit delivery site. So that is just a little bit of an update, but we're hoping to meet our troops where they are and encourage them to participate in this awesome program. We will have extra material available at each service center. So if troops reach out to you and you don't have additional or they're out and about, you can tell them to stop by their service center and pick up their cookie paperwork. So the Troop Cookie Coordinator Guide is going to be very useful to you as it has been in the past. It does have all the details about our council cookie program, as well as any smart cookies instructions. And that front cover has all of those important dates for you. So quick at a glance, they're right there at your fingertips. So as Kelly and I both had mentioned, our service unit coordinators, you have several responsibilities, and without you, this program would be hard to deliver. So you help us by securing a delivery location. I am asking for those locations by December 1st, and you can just drop that into an email to me. Even if you are using the same location as last year, if you don't mind dropping me a line and also choosing a date, we'll talk about delivery dates here in just a few minutes. But that way then I can work with our warehouses. So going into the new year, we all know our initial order delivery schedule. You'll also work to collect and turn in troop coordinator agreements. You can collect those at your service unit delivery site and either give those to the staff present there or turn them into the regional service center whenever you swing by. You'll work to schedule troop cookie pickup as well as oversee that pickup. You may be asked by troops about troop trainings or providing materials to troops. You'll also help us to review initial orders and then assist any troops throughout the cookie program in your service unit. So sometimes our leaders are more comfortable talking to a fellow volunteer rather than a staff member. So you may be asked some of those questions about the cookie program. So I thought it would be helpful before we dive into this year's program, just to take a look at what we achieved and what we looked at last year. So last year was our first year with ABC Bakers. And that also meant we introduced a new cookie variety, the Toast Yay, which was a French toast inspired cookie. It was the last year for Girl Scout s'more cookies across the board. So that variety is no longer available. With our new baker, we also debuted a new ordering site, Smart Cookies, which is really useful because it's one platform for both our Girl Scouts and our leaders. We pre-ordered the gluten-free caramel chocolate chip variety. Troops had their own URL to share on social media and gather some online sales that way. We offered subsidized shipping for customers who ordered 6 or more boxes online for direct ship. And we had the Smart Cookie app, which was encouraged for use for our girls. So quite a new year for us last year. This year, there aren't quite as many new changes, which is great. It's more of a status quo year, which I think we all could use. So taking a look at what's new for this year, we do have a new cookie variety, the Adventureful Cookie. I'm not going to steal all of Faith's thunder tonight and talk too much about it, but I think we'll see that this is a variety that will be very popular with our customers. So just as a reminder, that s'mores variety is no longer available. We pre-ordered the gluten-free caramel chocolate chip variety. I submitted that to Faith last week, so our council is good to go with that order. We have some new verbiage this year. So what was the Troop virtual link or Troop virtual booth link is now the Troop cookie link. And the Troop direct ship link is now called the Troop ship only link. So don't worry too much about those changes right now. We will go through those in depth later on in the training. Did I see a question pop up before we roll on?
Yes, we've got one from Jennifer. She did not receive her Troop Cookie Coordinator guide in with her materials.
All right, that's perfect. We have those guides at the office and we will be distributing them out to our regions. And then from there, we can share those out to our volunteers. So right now, Jennifer, Patria, or Cindy have those, and then we'll work on getting those distributed. So those will be available soon. All right. Right. So our service unit, yes, none of our service unit coordinators would have gotten guides included with their mailings, but those guides will be available at the office, and your program staff will be working with you to make sure that everybody gets those in their hands. So we should be good to go with those guides. But again, those are going to be very helpful, and I hope you find them as useful as I do, because I keep one in my bag and at home with me at all times. So as in years past, we do offer standardized pricing. So all of our cookie varieties are $5 a box, which is really nice for our Girl Scouts to count by fives. That also means that exchanging varieties is very simple. All a troop leader needs to do is swing by their local service center and exchange those out for a different variety. And that does include the gluten-free variety as well. So those can be exchanged for other cookies at the service centers. So troop profit is 60 cents per box. We do offer an opt-out option for troops to earn 85 cents per box. Those are for our junior and older troops, but we will get into that more in depth later on in the training. The $100 bonus is again available to our troops. All a troop needs to do to earn this is order a minimum of 900 boxes on their initial order and maintain a 180 box per girl average, as well as complete all of their payments by April 5th. So as long as they're paid up, they'll receive that $100 troop bonus, which is a nice little bump for our troops. While we're talking about profit and finances, this question came up quite a bit last year with our troop leaders, and so I would arm everybody with the answer. So concerning both girl and troop payment recording in Smart Cookies, troop leaders can enter payments that are made by their girls. That is encouraged. That way we're keeping track of what girls owe versus what they have paid. When it comes to troop payments, troops can view the payments that they make, but only our council finance team can enter those into Smart Cookies. We do that to make sure that everybody's honest and fair and that a troop doesn't accidentally enter a payment that they didn't actually make. So our council finance team enters those. Troops can view them, but troops can also enter girl payment orders. So they can do that by going to the girl transaction, add a girl transaction, and then complete the information for the appropriate Girl Scout. So any checks can be made payable to GSCI. We do have 3 automatic withdrawals that we take out throughout the cookie program. That first one will be withdrawn on February 22nd. That is 1/3 of a troop's initial order balance. So if a troop did not place an initial order, they will not see this ACH. And also one thing to take in account is that any online sales that a troop gathers will offset what is withdrawn from the troop. So the second withdrawal will occur on March 15th, and that will be 1/3 of the end of February balance for the troop. Then our final ACH will be April 5th, and that is the remainder of a troop's cookie balance. If a troop has a check that comes back to them for insufficient funds, they can submit that to our council. The last day to do so is May 26th. The one thing when we're talking finances with our leaders that we want to make sure we drive home is receipts. We want to make sure that they are making receipts for anytime a girl takes cookies or makes a payment, that they ask for receipts and that they save any receipts. And that's essentially important because we need that along with the outstanding balance form. If a troop is having difficulty collecting money from a Girl Scout, they can complete an outstanding balance or an OSB form and turn that into their local service center by March 30th. By doing so, then we work with what is ACH'd on April 5th, so that way we're not withdrawing money that a troop may not have because the Girl Scout has not paid. So along with that OSB form, we also need the signed parent permission form for that Girl Scout, as well as any receipts associated with that Girl Scout. Without that parent permission form or those receipts, it's very difficult for the council to work with the Girl Scout on collecting that money. So we want to make sure that we include all 3 pieces, that OSB form, parent permission form, and any receipts for that girl. So taking a look at our 2022 cookie program, December 9th is when our troop volunteer emails will land in inboxes to our troop leaders as well as our service unit coordinators. January 4th, our girls will receive their Smart Cookie registration email. January 10th is when the initial order will be due via Smart Cookies, and we'll talk about the initial order a little bit later in the training. January 14th is when our booth scheduler opens in Smart Cookies, and we scheduler as well. February 4th through March 20th is our direct sale and cookie booth. So that is when cookies will be moving all over our council. March 14th through the 20th is when leaders have an opportunity to place their troops reward order in Smart Cookies. And then April 18th, those rewards will be available for pickup at the local service centers. So we will have 6 opportunities for troops to place additional orders for cookies called planned orders. And as we just saw a few moments ago, we do offer 3 automatic money withdrawals from troop bank accounts. So all of these details and more can be found in that troop cookie coordinator guide that you'll get here soon. Before I keep rolling on, Faith, do we have any questions?
No, we're good to go.
Awesome, thank you very much. So looking at cookie program eligibility, Girl Scouts are eligible as long as they owe no money to our council or their troop, and their parents complete and sign a parent permission form for their Girl Scout. Troops are eligible to participate if they have no outstanding balance to our council and all of their adult members are registered. Our parents and guardians have responsibilities too. They'll sign a parent permission form for each of their Girl Scouts and work with them to set her goals. They'll work with the troop leader to pick up cookies and sales material when the troop has a designated site and date. They'll work with their Girl Scouts to set up and approve their Smart Cookies sites. And they'll also work with the troop leader and submit any money they collect from cookie sales by the dates provided there. And that is in preparation then for the ACH that will occur just a few days later. So just to drive it home, that parent guardian permission form is extremely important. It's required in order for a Girl Scout to participate, because it acknowledges financial responsibility of the parent as they are taking cookies. And it also expresses our policy of no cookie returns. The parent permission form can also be used as a Girl Scouts initial order to the troop if the troop would like to place that order by girl. And again, that has to be included with any outstanding balance forms in order for us to be able to pursue that collection process. So Cookie Rally is coming up. We are really excited about the Cookie Rally this year. It will be January 8th at the Interstate Center in Bloomington. So you can register now. Visit our website, getyourgirlpower.org, to register and also check out the cool t-shirt opportunities we have. Did I see a question pop up before we start talking about our initial order?
Yes. Jesse would like to know, can girls start selling cookies online when they get their link on January 4th? Or is it only for direct ship, or is it also girl delivery in February? So kind of a little confusion on the dates. We might want to touch on that again.
Absolutely, yes. And I apologize, I overlooked. I meant to do that while we were talking about our dates. So on January 4th, when the girls receive their Smart Cookies registration email, they'll work with their parent to set up and approve that site. They'll enter in any customer emails, and then yes, they can begin their online cookie sale program. So for their customers that they offer the direct ship option to, as soon as that customer's order is processed and cleared, then it will be shipped to them from an ABC distribution center. If a Girl Scout sends an email to a customer and offers them Girl Scout cookie delivery, so in-person delivery, then they'll actually be notified when they buy those cookies that thank you for your order. Hold tight, your cookies will be available for you beginning February 4th. So no physical cookies can be moving around the council until February 4th. So from January 4th through February 3rd, a girl can be collecting girl delivery orders. She can also be collecting direct ship orders, but only those girl delivery order cookies can be moved beginning February 4th. So I hope that that makes things just a little bit clearer. And I do apologize for my oversight and not covering that earlier. Do we have any other questions while we're paused?
No other questions.
Okay, perfect. So our troops initial orders will be due January 10th by 11 p.m. Central Time in Smart Cookies. So we're going to take a look at that. So our troops typically have two concerns when they're thinking about an initial order. They're thinking about how many cookies should we order, and we don't want to order too many, so will we order too many cookies? And that's where we have a very helpful recommendation. We do recommend that a troop orders up to 75% of their last year's total sales without exceeding 180 boxes per girl, or they can order up to 75% of last year's per girl average without exceeding 180 boxes per girl. So this 75% of last year's sale or last year's per girl average without exceeding a 180 box per girl average is going to make inventory and sales success more likely. We have seen that low initial orders means that there are missed sales opportunities for our troops. So if a troop places an initial order, girls could sell up to 40% more, which means that they're reaching their goals more efficiently. The troop is earning more troop profit, and then our customers are happy and they are going to return to those troops for sales. So it is a win-win-win across the board. So our troops can go to our website and we have initial order estimate spreadsheets available for them. For our existing troops, the spreadsheet encourages them to use last year's troop sales or last year's per girl averages, which are available for them on the website so they can see what they did. For our new troops, we use their age level as well as a number of girls that they plan to have selling to help them and to estimate their initial order. So all of those spreadsheets are going to be in the cookie forms section of our website. We also have an estimation guide in our troop cookie coordinator guide for those leaders that would prefer to estimate by hand as well. So a couple ways that a leader could put in their troop initial order. So we also, while we're talking about the initial order, we want to make sure that our troops are also keeping in mind that the goal of the cookie program is to have an inventory of 0 by March 20th or the end of the cookie program. So that does require good inventory management practices, and several of our existing troops have plans that work perfectly for them. For our new cookie leaders, we know that sometimes that can be a little daunting. How do we make sure we get to 0? So we offer great inventory resources in the Troop Cookie Coordinator Guide or on our website. And that's also where our coordinators or veteran troop leaders will help our newer leaders as well. So it's really a team effort. So we are also always here to help. If you reach out to Kelly or myself, the product sales team, we're always more than happy to help a troop and estimate their initial order as well. So some tips that we can offer to our troops is to only order on commitments from parents. So when they send out that midweek text message saying, let me know by Saturday afternoon if you would like cookies, and Susie's parents don't respond, we don't need to order cookies for Susie then. We also always want to make sure that parents sign a receipt before they take possession of the cookies. We want to make sure that our troop leaders are not allowing parents to return cookies. Our council does not allow troops to return cookies, so we want to make sure that they're not taking on any extra from their parents as well. We also want to arm them with the knowledge that customer demand is greatest during the first 2 weeks of the program. We do see a drop on weeks 3, 4, 5, and 6. One stat that we can give them is that 75% or 3/4 of all of our planned orders for the year are placed in the first 2 weeks of the sale. So a troop leader can stay current with their troops cookie inventory, and that's where Smart Cookies comes in very handy for staying current with that inventory. And we also want to make sure that troops are allowing demand to dictate their orders. Sometimes we see troops that want to order for a certain goal or a certain reward, and that's not always a safe bet. So we want to make sure that demand is why they are ordering and not a reward. So troops can utilize our 6 planned order opportunities to make sure that they can meet additional cookie demands. And they can also always come in and do a swap to have the correct variety mix for their troop. So that brings us to smart cookies for our volunteers. Do we have any questions before we get started?
No more questions right now.
Awesome. So as I mentioned a little bit earlier, volunteer invitation emails will arrive December 9th. So here's a helpful little graphic of the cute Smart Cookies logo. So we do want to make sure that our leaders are checking their junk, spam, and promotions folder, as well as their inbox for that invitation. All they need to do is follow the prompts from that invitation email to create their registration and their account. They will use their email address, and then they get to create their own password. They will receive an email confirmation once their account has been created, and then they can bookmark abcsmartcookies.com. And to log in, then they'll use their email address and their password that they set up. If they're like me and they forget their password after they set it, and within 2 seconds, they can use that forgot password option if necessary to get back into their Smart Cookies account. So especially for you as our coordinators, you are a cookie coordinator. You're also a coordinator possibly for your troop, or at least a leader for your troop. So you may have several different user account options. So once you enter your email address and your password, you'll then be prompted to choose a user account. So if you want the service unit dashboard or the troop dashboard, you'll select that user account and click apply, and then you'll be taken to the appropriate dashboard. Once you're there, if you're on the troop dashboard and you need to navigate back to the service unit dashboard, all you need to do is click the person icon in the top left-hand corner and click switch user. So then you can toggle back and forth between those dashboards, which is really useful, especially for you since you have multiple positions within the cookie program. So the My Troop tab is going to be very important for all of our troops. That is where troops can set goals and view their girls' online activity, where they can view their troops roster and make sure that all of their registered Girl Scouts are present. The troop information tab is going to be very important. We're going to reference that a few times later on in the training. That is where a troop will opt out of the main reward plan if they would like the extra troop profit. And those are also, that's the location of where both the troop ship only and the troop cookie links are located. So again, we're going to visit both of those in just a little bit. Troop user management is where troop leaders could add a co-leader or an additional cookie parent or volunteer that might be helping them. Troop messages can be used to message other troop users or Girl Scouts in their troop. They can also use the My Troop tab to set tasks and view important dates as well. So troops will use Smart Cookies to place their initial order. They will hover over order and choose troop initial order. What's great is that that initial order can be placed by girl or by troop, whatever the troop prefers. And that order again is due by January 10th in the Smart Cookie system. So we have instructions for that in the Troop Cookie Coordinator Guide. We also have online training videos on our website, and the resource tab of Smart Cookies can help you with that as well. So a troop could place their initial order by girl. Here you can see my 3 Girl Scouts are listed. I can click the arrow to the right of their name, and that will then open up the cookies for that Girl Scout. I can enter the packages she wants to order. I can also enter my troop's order in the booth line. That will be a total for my troop, and then I can distribute that to them or to my girls later on. The one thing that we do want our troop leaders to note is that they will order their initial order by box or by package, but it is delivered by the case. So their order is rounded up to the nearest case for delivery. So once they place their order either by girl or by troop, they may notice that there are cookies listed in the extras line. So they can open that up to drill down just a little bit further and see what they have extra. These can be used then for troop cookie booths or just to have as troop inventory. Some of our leaders do not want to have extra inventory. So to do that, they just need to order in multiples of 12. And that way, then there's no extra cookies to be assigned later. So again, troops could do that by girl or by troop to be assigned later. They'll then lock their order, click ready for review, and then that will allow them to click save and their order is submitted. They'll then select their delivery location. Even if there's only one option, they'll want to click that, set a date and make an appointment, and then they're ready to go with their initial order. So you'll be able to view your troops in your service unit initial orders. So as we get closer to January 10th, they may say, can you check to make sure I'm submitted? We can also view that from the staff side as well, and we're happy to help troop leaders if they have questions. So taking a look at other common Smart Cookies actions that our troops will be using, the transfers area, which we're going to go a little bit more in depth here in the next few slides. They'll also use Smart Cookies to place their planned orders, to enter any troop secured booths or reserve council sponsored booths. They can also use Smart Cookies to mimic their Girl Scouts and see their Smart Cookies sites. So the Troop Cookie Coordinator Guide, as well as Smart Cookies Resources tab, has very helpful step-by-step instructions for our troops when it comes to completing any of these common actions. So taking a look at transfers, a troop leader will assign cookies by hovering over the Order tab and choosing Transfer Order. Once there, they can select from 4 different options. Troop to girl transfer is how a leader will assign cookies and financial responsibility to their Girl Scouts. Last year, it did come up quite often with our troop leaders. There are 2 different columns in the troop to girl transfer. How do I know which one to use? So if a troop leader is assigning cookies to girls for financial responsibility, she's taking these cookies to go sell at mom or dad's office or to have her own cookie booth, the leader will put that in the participation column to assign the Girl Scout the sales credit as well as the financial responsibility. But if the Girl Scout is at a cookie booth and working with troop inventory, she needs the credit for the cookies she sells, but she doesn't need to be charged for those. So that is where a troop leader will use the booth column to assign responsibility. Troop to troop transfer is how a troop will transfer their inventory to another, especially at the end of the sale. We may see where one troop buys another out, and they can use the troop to troop transfer then to move that inventory. Girl to troop transfer is to remove the cookies and financial responsibility from a Girl Scout. But again, this is not recommended as we discourage our troop leaders from taking cookies back from their girls. We also have a girl to girl transfer where if a girl needs additional cookies from another Girl Scout, they can assign those cookies as well as the financial responsibility to a new Girl Scout. So here's that transfer order screen. And again, a leader then will just pick which type of transfer they would like to complete. Any questions before we take a look at the Girl Scout side of Smart Cookies?
No questions right now.
Awesome. So as we mentioned earlier, Girl Scouts will receive their Smart Cookies invitation email on January 4th. They will follow that invitation email to set up her own account. She will create her own unique username to access Smart Cookies. So then this username will be used for any future logins that she uses for ABC Smart Cookies. The parents and the girl will work together to set up her site and approve it. She can then enter in customer emails and start to send emails to her customers. So again, January 4th through February 3rd, a girl is more than welcome to start her online sale. For customers who select direct ship, they will have their cookies shipped to them as soon as their order is processed. The customers who are offered girl delivery are notified that cookies will begin to be delivered starting February 4th. So from January 4th through February 3rd, it's online only. Then it opens up for direct sale and cookies can begin to be delivered on February 4th. So if a troop leader needs assistance in adding a Girl Scout, have them reach out to customer care and they will let me know and I will get that girl uploaded just as soon as possible. Did I see a question pop up before we talk about our online customer options?
Yes, I was typing.
No problem.
Jennifer noted that she had some issues with automatic booth distribution last year and had to do it manually. Is this fixed this year? We're going to cover the smart booth divider later, and you may be mentioning, and I was going to ask Jennifer for more details about the issue, but you may have had maybe not an exact even split of the number of packages you needed to distribute, and that is where you had to manually adjust 1 or 2 up or down to make sure all of your cookies were appropriately allotted. Is that what you mean, Jennifer?
No, because when I did it manually, it was fine. It took it manually. I mean, I don't know if, I guess it could be that, but
well, Emma is going to go through it later.
It wouldn't divide it at all. It would, you know, it didn't even give me the option to distribute any remaining packages. It just didn't divide it at all. And then I had to completely manually divide it up for each booth.
I think that's something we can take offline because we had the booth divider successfully working last season, and maybe we can do a one-on-one training opportunity or something like that. Emma, what do you think?
Yeah, that would be perfect. And I would, Jennifer, I'm always happy to work with you as well. So we can absolutely work on this outside of the training and just to make sure then you're set up for this year.
I don't know if my booth was on the calendar. It was a booth that we had set up. One of them we had set up ourselves. I can't remember if I put it officially. I think I did put it on my calendar just so it was like official. Okay. But it was just for our troop. And then the other one was on the calendar, you know, like the council sponsored places, and I couldn't distribute either one.
That is odd, but yes, we will absolutely take a look at that offline here and we'll get that sorted out for you for this year.
Okay, thank you.
Perfect, thank you. And we will get to the Smart Booth Scheduler just a little bit later as well, and we'll talk about how it is supposed to work in an ideal world and how it was working for hopefully most people as well. So we will talk about that a little later on in the training. So when our girls are sending emails to our customers, they can choose several different options to offer their customers. They can choose them to offer them direct ship, where a cookies are delivered directly to a customer's home from ABC. There are shipping rates that do apply. Or they can offer their customers girl delivery, where the customer orders online, but then the cookies are delivered in person by the Girl Scout. Customers who shop online, regardless of direct ship or girl delivery, are also offered the option to donate cookies via Gift of Caring, which our Gift of Caring program is Operation Cookie Share. So several different options for our customers. What's great is that there is no minimum order for our online customers, and there's no money for our girls to collect. So in time of touchless transactions and keeping our Girl Scouts and volunteers safe, these online options are great because they're paid directly with a credit card, so there's no money to collect. So our direct ship cookie orders are offered to customers from a Girl Scouts online cookie platform. The customer then wants the cookies shipped directly to their home. This is a great option for out-of-town family and friends, or also to any customers that a Girl Scout may not feel comfortable delivering to. That way she can still get the sale, but she doesn't necessarily have to interact in person with that customer. So the cookies are delivered via FedEx to the customer's home. We are offering the subsidized shipping program again this year. So here are the prices for those. One thing I do want to note is that there was a slight increase in the subsidized shipping costs. As we've seen with everything else, it is going to cost just a little bit more for our customers to receive their cookies, but ordering 6 or more boxes really saves on the shipping for them. And then we pick up the subsidized shipping cost as a council. So this is a great opportunity for our girls. And it's really easy for everyone then, because all direct ship orders move automatically to the Girl Sales tab. So the leader has no additional work, neither does the Girl Scout, just collecting that sale. So if the girl or parent or the customer has questions regarding their direct ship order or the status of the order, we will direct them to ABC Smart Cookies Direct at interbake.com for any of their questions. So girl delivery is offered via the Smart Cookies platform. A customer will shop online and pay for their cookies with a credit card, but then they want a little interaction with the Girl Scout and have them deliver to them. So this is great for our local family and friends or neighbors, teachers, anyone who is local and the Girl Scout feels comfortable delivering to. So parents will receive an email to either approve or decline the order. One thing that came up quite a bit last year is that, yes, it does need to be approved or declined within 5 days of the email, and it can only be approved via that email. There is no way for a parent to approve that order from the Smart Cookies platform. It must be done via that email. If the order is not approved or declined within that 5-day window, then the customer will be notified that their order is canceled. If the parent does approve the order, then the Girl Scout is able to deliver the cookies to the customer and complete that sale. So as a troop leader, then we'll need to make sure that our Girl Scouts are receiving credit for the cookies that they're selling. So troops typically do their girl allocations a couple different ways. So some troops will go ahead and pre-assign a determined chunk of cookies to each of their Girl Scouts and have that be their inventory. Then Girl Scouts can fill any orders from that stock and then come back to the troop leader if they need additional cookies. So if a troop leader pre-assigns, then they're good to go because the girl is just delivering the cookies out of what has already been assigned to her. If a troop leader assigns cookies as an order is placed, then they'll want to make sure to complete a troop to girl transfer for those cookies to the girl's inventory, so then she can deliver them to the customer. So the girl order detail summary report is going to be very helpful for our troop leaders to keep track of their Girl Scout sales. It does capture all types of orders, whether they are girl delivered, donated, or direct shipped. You can also choose to mimic each of your Girl Scouts within your troop. You'll choose that from that top left-hand corner, the same area where you would switch dashboards. Once you're on that Girl Scouts dashboard, if you'll go to manage my orders, then you can view her direct ship and her girl delivery orders. So we are going to be offering a girl and parent Smart Cookies training that will cover all of these details and more. In fact, one of the main resources who helped develop the ABC Smart Cookies site will be helping to lead that training. So that training will be offered virtually on Tuesday, January 4th. Just like our fall product trainings, girls and parents can log in by going to our website and then following the prompts from there. The Smart Cookies resources tab also has really great brief videos that has details on all Smart Cookies actions for our girls, and there are instructions as well in that Troop Cookie Coordinator Guide. So that brings us to delivery. Were there any questions we need to address?
Not right now.
Great, thank you, Faith. So delivery for the initial orders this year will be January 28th through February 3rd. So when you are sending me an email with your delivery site, if you don't mind including one of the days in this delivery range, that way I can work with our warehouses in mid-December and we can know going into the new year what our initial order delivery will look like. So this slide is geared more towards our troops, but just to share with you what we are encouraging our troops to do, we let them know that their coordinators will reach out to them about cookie pickup. We also want to make sure that our troops are bringing a vehicle large enough or multiple vehicles for their pickup. Most of our coordinators do not allow a troop to pick up part of their order, take it to their own location, and then come back and pick up the rest. So we really want to make sure that troops are planning by either bringing a large vehicle or a couple different vehicles if needed. We want to make sure that our troop leaders are helping you and any volunteers at the delivery site to load their own vehicle. We also encourage troop leaders to help you if you need the help. That's also delivery time will be when leaders will sign and submit a troop coordinator agreement form. They'll give that to you, and then you can turn that right into any of the staff that's present at your delivery site. We also want our troop leaders to remember to pick up their order cards, their envelopes, as well as any receipt books. So once our initial orders are delivered, then the direct sale can begin. So that direct sale will begin February 4th. This is when girls can begin to deliver any cookies that they've gathered from girl delivery online orders. They can also begin hosting cookie booths and soliciting sales in general. So we do offer planned orders for our troops if they need additional troop supply beyond their initial order. What's great about these planned orders is that a leader can order down to the box. It's always interesting from a staff perspective to see towards the end of the program where there are troops that order 3 or 4 boxes, and that is their order, but a planned order is the only way to guarantee that those cookies will be available. So we are going to offer 6 total planned orders. There will be 1 per week. The first order is due February 6th by 8 p.m. and the last planned order opportunity is March 13th. We want to make sure that leaders are choosing the cupboard that they want to pick up from when they're placing their planned order. And as a reminder, our cupboards are either express cupboards or full service cupboards. So our full service cupboards are our service centers in Bloomington, Decatur, Peoria, and Springfield. In Champaign, the full service cupboard is operated out of the Hutchcraft warehouse. So Champaign volunteers will want to make sure they work with their local staff on the hours of that cupboard. So these full service cupboards will be open daily, January 29th through March 29th. They will take walk-in orders and swaps of cookies as well, but we do want to encourage our leaders to call ahead just to make sure that they are not spending precious time coming to the office for a variety that may not be available at the time. So that's always encouraged, but we will take walk-in orders as well as swaps. We will offer some extended cookie hours this year. So Fridays, February 12th, 19th, and 26th, our full service cupboards will be open from 8 to 5 p.m. And then on Saturday, March 5th, when our boutiques are open on the first Saturday, our cupboards will be open from 9:30 to 1. So our express cupboards are maintained by volunteers. Some of our coordinators even serve as cupboard coordinators as well. So typically those cookies arrive on a Friday. We have a couple different locations that receive their delivery on different days, but typically a Friday. Then that express cupboard volunteer will work with any of the troops who place an order for pickup. Then once troops have picked up their cookies, the cupboard is closed. What is important to note here is that our express cupboards will not have any extra cookies for troops to place walk-in orders or to come in and swap cookies. So they'll want to do that at their full service cupboards. These express cupboards are open anywhere from just the first week to the first 3 weeks of the 6 planned order weeks. After week 3, then all cookie deliveries will occur at these service centers and leaders can swing by there to pick up their planned order. So just a quick note on our Peru and Quincy Express cupboards. They are slightly different than our other express cupboards. They are considered that, but our Peru leaders will place an order on Sunday, and then they will pick up the following Friday at Test Corporation. Quincy troops will place an order on Sunday, and then they will be able to pick up on Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. Those hours have yet to be determined, but we will let Quincy leaders know as soon as we have those, and that pickup will be at Quincy Storage. So both locations will offer 6 planned orders so that leaders can have cookies where they are at and they don't have to drive to their nearest service center there. So what our leaders can expect with our planned orders is that our council will order on an as needed basis. If a leader or coordinator places a planned order on Sunday night, they can then expect to pick up that order the following Thursday, if not earlier. Our staff will communicate if those orders are available earlier. So here's really quick how to place a planned order. You'll choose planned orders from the order tab, pick your cupboard and delivery date, enter your planned order, making sure to pay attention if the order is in cases or packages, and then click save. So quick screen grabs of those. Hover over orders, choose planned order, pick your cupboard, select your delivery date and time, and then enter your cookie order and click save. Do we have any questions before we start talking about troop cookie booths?
Yes, Emma, if you could please touch on a couple of things. Jesse asked that that is the only Saturday. So I think it's back when you were showing your extended hours.
Yes.
I think Jesse's wanting to know, is that the only Saturday?
It may be different locally from at the Peoria office. I know that sometimes they have different hours, but I just didn't have those confirmed yet, Jesse. So we will work with Kaylin to see if there will be additional hours on Saturdays.
Great. And then Jessica would like to know if Service Unit 2 will have 2 planned orders again.
I will need to check my cupboard information, Jessica, but I believe so. But I will check that for sure to make sure what note I made for the 2022 program. But I will touch base with you on that here shortly then.
And then lastly, Jennifer would like to know if the gluten-free cookie will be available in cupboards again.
Great question. So at our service centers, at the full service cupboards, they will be available for walk-ins and swaps, but otherwise they will not be available on planned orders. But each of our full service cupboards will have a selection of the gluten-free caramel chocolate chip for some swaps and things like that. Also some walk-in orders.
And what about Quincy?
Quincy will have those gluten-free there. Yes, I ordered some extra inventory for the Quincy warehouse for walk-in orders or swaps.
Great. Okay, I think that's it.
Okay, excellent. We will keep rolling along then, looking at cookie booths. Cookie booths, as we all know, are a great way for a troop to share their goals, to get some orders, and really just to be out and about in the public. So we want to make sure that troops are considering high traffic, high visibility areas. Troop cookie booths are also a great time to share a troop's goals when it comes to Operation Cookie Share. So just like in the past, our council is working with certain locations throughout the council to offer council-sponsored booth locations, but troops are also more than welcome to strike out on their own. We all know in our small communities that there are little hidden gems that the community knows and loves. That would be an excellent place to set up a cookie booth. So think about those local businesses as well as what our council can offer. So troops and girls can start their cookie booths on February 4th when the sale goes live. GSUSA is working on contracts nationally with GNC as well as Walmart and Sam's Club. As of last week, when GSUSA met with councils, GNC was a go, so I can begin to work with our area GNC locations to see if they'll offer cookie booth locations. And I was also told that the Walmart and Sam's Club booth opportunity looks promising. So as a reminder, the Walmart sign up is just a little bit different. Our council does not handle Walmart scheduling. So once we get the green light, then troops can begin to work with their local Walmarts individually. But we want to make sure to keep in good graces with Walmart that none of our troops are reaching out until our council lets everyone know that we have the green light there. So we will do our best in light of COVID and restrictions and things like that to secure council-sponsored booths for our Girl Scouts. So know that we are working hard to offer lots of opportunities for our girls. So the Smart Booth Divider, we did touch on that just a little bit earlier with a few questions. But in order to use that Smart Booth function, we want to make sure that our booth sales are added to Smart Cookie before the sale is hosted. If you enter the booth afterwards, then unfortunately you'll have to assign those cookies manually. So in that Smart Booth Divider, you will be able to enter the number of cookies that were sold by variety. and then your troops roster will be present. You'll select the box next to each girl who was present at the booth and then click distribute. So as Faith mentioned a little bit earlier, if there is an uneven number to distribute, you may have to do some readjusting. You may also have a situation where at a 4-hour booth, one Girl Scout was only able to stay for 2 hours and another was able to stay for the full 4. So you may need to readjust that distribution that way. But once you have that the way that you like, you'll click submit and those cookies will then be distributed to the girl. You can also do this manually and assign booth cookies to girls in the booth column of the troop to girl transfer. And again, that troop cookie coordinator guide is going to have all those instructions for you. So the Smart Booth Scheduler are locations that our council has secured and are offering to troops to sign up for. So online reservations for troop or for council sponsored booths will begin at 9 a.m. on Friday, January 19th, or excuse me, January 14th as on the slide. Don't know where that number came from. So January 14th through the 16th is a first come, first served time period. There are 2 booths allowed per troop. If we designate booths as premium versus non-premium, each troop will be allowed 1 premium and 1 non-premium reservation. If we do not do that designation, then it will just be in general 2 booths per troop. Open reservation will begin January 17th, so troops can go back into Smart Cookies and sign up for any other additional council-sponsored booths that they prefer. So again, as a reminder, troops are not limited to their own council-sponsored booth locations. We encourage troops to strike out and enter their own booths in the booth tab, and that way then they're included in the National Cookie Locator. So any customers who are looking for cookies in your area could be directed to your booth as long as it's included into Smart Cookies. So here's that booth locator. A customer who is searching for Girl Scout cookies will be directed here. They'll type in their zip code and then a list of troops, their booth locations, and even a map to that booth is available then for customers. So that is a free marketing tool for our troops. The only thing you have to do in order to be involved with this is make sure that your booths are entered into Smart Cookies. So a great way to get some free marketing for your troop. We do accept credit cards at booth sales. I'm not going to go too far in depth on this slide just because some troops don't accept credit cards. Others may use a secondary source, whether that be a Square or some other device, and some may use Smart Cookies. So that is available for you here. I did want to make sure that that was known to be an option, but again, each troop kind of decides on a troop by troop basis what they prefer when it comes to credit cards. So drive-through booths became popular last year. This is a great alternative, especially given that some stores are a little leery to have girls and adults in their stores. So we encourage you to find a safe, open location where cars could drive up to your troop's booth and then stay in their car for cookie pickup. So we saw church parking lots, library parking lots, anywhere that's nice and open and safe for our girls. And that way then customers can drive up to them. So you'll want to make sure to include those locations in Smart Cookies. And we have a very helpful drive-through video on our website that will help leaders and troops set up some drive-through booth options. Do we have any questions, Faith?
No, all quiet.
Awesome. So National Girl Scout Cookie Weekend comes at a great time for us. It comes right as sales might start to decline just a bit, so we can have some renewed energy surrounding our sale. So again, February 18th through the 20th will be National Girl Scout Cookie Weekend this year. So the National Cookie Locator link, as we discussed, does allow customers to find troop cookie booths. Beginning Girl Scout Cookie Weekend, a troops ship only link, what was their direct ship link, will be available for customers via the cookie locator. So we're going to show you how to opt into this in just a few moments, but this is a great opportunity for troops to get even more sales, but they're direct ship, so there's very little work for the troop. So the troop ship only link is what was the troop direct ship link last year. So beginning February 18th, those links will be available on the National Cookie Locator. So these are zip code traceable. So in order to be included in this, a troop will want to make sure that they put their zip code in on the My Troop information part of the My Troop tab. Now the question came up, what if a leader lives in a different zip code than where the troop meets? We want to make sure that we're using the zip code of where the troop meets or where that booth or their booths will be, so that way customers are finding them in their appropriate location. So these troop ship only links then will rotate on that cookie locator based on a GSUSA algorithm. And again, customers are offered direct ship only, so there is no impact on a troop's inventory and there's no delivery required. So all a troop leader will need to do is then assign those cookies later. So you can share this link other than the National Cookie Locator link. So again, you'll want to go to the My Troop Information tab and make sure the zip code is correct. You'll also want to make sure you toggle yes under the Publish Troops Direct Ship link to GSUSA. We did see some troops who did not want to partake in this program last year, so they could just leave that toggled as no, and they will not be included in the rotation then. You can also use that link to share via email or a social media post, as long as we're following GSUSA's guidelines as far as social media posts. Or you could also share it via text by copying the URL from the My Troop tab. So any orders that are placed will be ordered by credit card and automatically shipped to the customer. So there is no work for the troop leader. The only thing the leader will need to do is assign those direct ship sales to the Girl Scouts. A promising practice that GSUSA has shared with us is that they recommend that troop leaders wait till near the end of the season to assign all of those troop ship only cookies. That way they're not having to keep track of who they've already given credit to and who they need to. They can just do it all at one time. But again, that is up to a troop's preference, but that's just a promising practice GSUSA has shared with us. So the troop cookie link is what was the virtual booth link. That is a link that's hosted on social media to collect online orders for girls. It's hosted virtually, but the cookies then are delivered in person. So think of this as the girl delivery version to the troop ship only link. So you'll want to add that location to the booth scheduler, because then you can not only offer sales to people who shop online, but you can also offer in-person sales as well. So we saw people who offered this if they were going to be set up at a farmer's market or some sort of sale. They may offer the virtual booth link for online customers then to drop by and pick up their order. And then while they're at that market, any in-person sales could be gathered as well. So any cookies, except for those who are purchased in person, are paid for online. So there's no money to collect. And then all the leader will need to do is assign those cookies using the Smart Booth Divider. So very simple, and again, a nice, easy online way to gather sales for our girls. So Operation Cookie Share is a great program for our Girl Scout troops to offer our military troops just a little taste of home. Troops do earn $1 per donated box. One thing we want to make sure we note to our troops is that the 60-cent profit will appear automatically, but that extra 40 cents to equal the dollar will be added manually at the end of the sale. So that has to be done by hand, and so they will see those credits appear at the end of the sale. Then the cookies are delivered to military via Operation Santa, Soldiers Angels, ABC Bakers, as well as our council. And we deliver those to veteran homes, Blue Star mom groups, Illinois National Guard, as well as local first responders as well. So again, it's a great program for our girls. It helps with troop profit, but most importantly, it takes care of our troops at home. So to enter Operation Cookie Share sales, a troop leader will hover over orders and choose Virtual Cookie Share. A troop leader will want to enter all Cookie Share donations from booth sales, paper order cards, as well as from online sales. Leaders can update these totals throughout the program, and we just want to make sure that they are clicking save as they're updating the girls' Operation Cookie Share totals. So this brings us to the fun part then. Now we get to talk to you a little bit about the rewards that girls can earn. Before I dive in with rewards, do we have any questions?
No questions, Emma.
Awesome. So we've touched on this a couple different times previously, but we do offer an opt-out option for our junior and older troops. Troops can choose to opt out of receiving rewards in order to earn extra profit. That does mean that they are opting out of all physical reward items, any earned cookie dough, as well as any earned free memberships. An opt-out troop will receive any patches that their girls earn though. So that question did come up quite a bit. And we wanted to make sure opt-out troops will get their patches, but they opt out of all other rewards. They receive an extra 25 cents per box so that their troop totals will be 85 cents per box sold. This option does apply to the entire troop. It is unfortunately not a girl-by-girl option, so troops may need to utilize the democratic process to vote and make that choice for the troop. Troops will opt out via the troop information tab, and we ask that they opt out by January 15th. We can opt troops out after that, but it does just help us to get an idea of what our reward program will look like if the majority of our troops are opted out by that due date. So the reward order is the final phase of the cookie program. Surprisingly enough, a reward order does need to be placed in order for girls to receive their rewards. Sometimes troop leaders will get started early on their reward orders. So if girls continue to pick up cookies, then we'll need to make sure we're continuing to give them credit and update their reward orders as well. So page 26 of the coordinator guide has all of that information on reward orders. If our council has to place all or part of a troop's reward order, we will choose cookie dough over any physical items. So a troop reward order are due March 21st. If a troop places their order after that date, they can expect a delay in receiving their troop reward order. Otherwise, those orders will be available for pickup by the troop leader or parents beginning April 18th. As a reminder, rewards are cumulative. The only exclusion is the 1,500 box level if a girl earns the Disney Trip or MacBook Pro. Cookie dough also accumulates, so a Girl Scout who sells 1,500 boxes will earn a total of $265 in cookie dough. So here's what the reward order screen will look like for your troop. You'll see here that the status on this one is reflected as complete. So in order to get that to reflect that way, you'll want to hover over rewards, choose recognition order, and then the order type, whether it's opt-out or the main program. Then the girls will be listed who have earned. Some levels may have choices. If there are no choices, then that level is good and no further action is required. Otherwise, you'll want to make sure that leaders are making the appropriate choice for the girl and clicking save. Once that's done, then the reward order will reflect as complete on that manage recognition screen that I just showed you. So cookie dough is an awesome reward that girls can earn throughout the program, and that is credit that can be used for any GSCI sponsored events, whether that be resident or day camps, other events or programs, trips. That also includes our international trips. So we have a Costa Rica trip coming up, as well as a Europe trip. So cookie dough can be used for payments for those as well. Girls can use cookie dough to pay for their membership registration. They can also use it on special cookie dough only items that are available in our boutiques for girls to purchase with cookie dough only. Leaders can also use a girl's cookie dough for troop purchases. We just ask that the leader has a parent or guardian sign the cookie dough permission form for each of the Girl Scouts. So just a word on cookie dough, it will expire. Cookie dough earned in the 2022 program will expire in September. So September 17th is the expiration date for that. So we want to make sure that girls are getting those codes. We are going to do cookie dough codes again this year. We made that switch from from a couple of years ago. We were doing cards as a cost saving measure, and also it's an easier use for girls. We switched to emailed codes, and I think we saw great success with that. So we're going to do that again this year. It does come up that Girl Scouts may want to use their cookie dough to shop online. To do so, a girl needs to submit their cookie dough and get an online shopping code from GSUSA. So there is a turnaround time for that, and we want to make sure that we're giving our Girl Scouts enough time to use that online code. So any requests for an online shopping code for cookie dough is due by September 3rd. After that date, we can no longer access any online shopping codes, and a girl will need to use her cookie dough in person then. So September 3rd for online codes, September 17th for cookie dough in general. So girls can earn rewards based on 3 different categories: their total boxes sold, their digital cookie sales, as well as the Operation Cookie Share donations that they gather. So for total sales rewards, we'll go through these very quickly, but I wanted to show you what girls can earn. At 25 or more boxes, a girl earns this cute Climb with Courage theme patch. 75 or more boxes is the Climb with Courage Mood Cup, which is extremely popular with our Girl Scouts. 100 or more boxes, a girl will earn the Drawstring Bag plus $5 in cookie dough. For girls who sell 150 or more boxes, she will earn the Quality Dreams Sleep Mask plus $5 in cookie dough. At 200 boxes, a girl earns this adorable koala plush plus $5 in cookie dough. At 250 or more boxes, a girl will earn her free membership for the 23 membership year, a Goal Getter patch plus $5 in cookie dough. 300 and 400 box levels earn a girl $10 in cookie dough each. At 500 boxes, a girl earns a $75 Amazon, American Girl, Walmart, or cookie dough card, plus an additional $10 in cookie dough. 600 to 900 boxes is $10 in cookie dough at each 100 box increment. At 1,000 or more boxes, a girl earns a $150 Amazon, American Girl, Walmart, or cookie dough code, plus $10 in cookie dough. At 1,100 to 1,400 boxes, a girl will earn $20 at each 100 box increment. At 1,500 or more boxes, a girl will earn a $350 Amazon, American Girl, Walmart, or cookie dough code, plus $20 in cookie dough, a super seller patch, and an invitation to the super seller celebration in May. 1,600 to 2,600 boxes is $20 at each 100 box increment. At 2,700 or more boxes, a girl earns the Disney World trip or the MacBook Pro, which is a great opportunity for our Girl Scouts. If she continues beyond that, a girl will earn $20 in cookie dough for each 100 box increment beyond the 2,700 box level. Again, we want to note that all rewards are cumulative, except for that 1,500 box level if a girl earns the Disney World trip or the MacBook Pro. One thing we want to make sure that our leaders are sharing with our parents is that in order for a girl to receive her Disney trip or the MacBook Pro, she does need to have her cookie balance paid in full by April 5th, 2022. So we want to make sure that all our girls get to take that trip so that their balances are paid in full in April. So as I mentioned, a girl can also earn rewards based on her digital sales. At 12 or more boxes, she earns the Cookie Techie Patch. 24 or more boxes, she earns the Climb with Courage lanyard. And 50 or more boxes is the Climb with Courage socks. Operation Cookie Share donations also earn girls rewards. 12 or more boxes is the Operation Cookie Share patch. 24 or more donated boxes earns a girl this carabiner compass. And 50 or more boxes earns a girl the sport bottle. So as I mentioned earlier, We will have cookie dough only items, so girls can come into the shops and use their cookie dough codes to purchase these cute items, including maybe a little koala sister for the big koala plush that they may earn at the 200 box level. So a girl could use her cookie dough on anything in a boutique, but these items are for cookie dough only, so a little bit exclusive for those girls. We'll also offer the booth sales and the My First Cookie sale patch for $1 each at your local boutique. Reports are very handy in the ABC system. All a leader will need to do, or you as the coordinator will need to do, is hover over reports and choose current. Then you can filter the report by different categories, and then you can add your favorite reports for quick access so you don't have to filter and search every time you go to reports. But I find myself using those quite a bit, and I think you'll find them useful as well. So we've referenced our resources and training material quite a bit, but as one more time to remind you where you can find those pieces, ABC Smart Cookies does have a resources tab where there are printables, digital art, as well as Smart Cookie training resources. ABC does have a Flickr site. Faith will talk a little bit more about that, as well as a YouTube channel. Here's a quick screen grab of the different Smart Cookies trainings. There's girl level as well as troop level resources. And then that Smart Cookies mobile app will be very useful. It does almost everything that the regular version of ABC does, except for the Smart Booth Scheduler. So that is available via your favorite app store. Our website is, as always, a wealth of knowledge for you. It does have Smart Cookies instructional videos, as well as other cookie program videos, girl and parent, as well as troop training materials, as well as any forms that a troop may need for the cookie program. So getyourgirlpower.org is going to be an extremely useful resource for everyone when it comes to the cookie program. So as a reminder, just to make sure, cookie dough will expire September 17th, 2022. And the last day to submit for an online shopping code with that cookie dough code is September 3rd. So this wraps up our portion before we hand it off to Faith to talk a little bit about the ABC side and share some updates. I just wanted to take a moment to thank each and every one of you. You've been extremely engaged and asking questions. All of you hopefully have my contact information, whether that be my cell phone to call or text, as well as my email address. You can also reach out to customer care and they will make sure to get you directed to me or at least provide you with the correct answers that you're looking for. So I will go ahead and hand that off to Faith. Were there any questions before I hand things off to you, Faith?
Yes, just real quickly. Jesse has a quick question about the materials mailed to the troop leaders.
Yes.
Jesse, would you like to take the floor?
Sure. Last year, it was a little random as to who was listed as a leader in Smart Cookies. Who will be getting the troop leader materials?
Great question. So in Smart Cookies, we will be pulling any volunteer who has the designation as a troop cookie coordinator. If a troop does not have a cookie coordinator volunteer designated, then we will be mailing that to the first leader that is listed under the troop contact. So you could work with your local membership engagement coordinator just to make sure who's listed as a troop contact or to designate a troop cookie coordinator.
Okay. And then that'll be happening about when, to just tell leaders?
We are, I'm working right now with our staff to build the service unit system in our Salesforce. So you could begin working with staff to make sure everybody is good to go now. So that way we have everybody where they need to be as I start uploading volunteers in preparation for the December email.
Okay. And then is there any specific COVID guidance that's going to come from Girl Scouts of Central Illinois about troops and girls and COVID? And
we will just offer whatever the GSUSA as well as CDC guidelines are offering. I don't know, Kelly has already signed off, so we have missed her. She would provide a little bit more guidance on that. But I know we will just continue to follow whatever GSUSA as well as the CDC recommends as far as masking, social distancing and such.
Okay.
Emma, real quickly, Tiffany mentioned that she received a box of materials, only big envelopes, receipt books, and money envelopes, nothing else. Was there supposed to be anything else in there?
So the order cards will be coming later, and the troop coordinator guides will be delivered to you later as well. So that is the material that you should have for now. We'll also make sure we get some permission forms in your hands if those weren't included in what Faith listed out.
Okay, perfect. I think we're set for now.
Okay, sounds good. I will roll on then, Faith, to you, and I'll keep an eye on the chat from here.
Okay, great. Thanks, Emma. All right, let's dive in. So, you know, I myself am a lifetime member of Girl Scouts, and I'm very proud that I work with a company that has more than 8 decades of experience helping drive the cookie programs across the United States, so that councils can have you know, successful programs and activate that Girl Scout mission. It's a very long history between the two groups, our company and GSUSA, very proud of that. But let's just also take a moment to say, through you volunteers, we are helping make the world a better place. It's a great partnership, and we only are successful because of you. So thank you. And I'm going to share just a little bit more about kind of what happens behind the scenes with Cookies and what we're working together with. So did you know, these are some fun facts. I think it's kind of cool to peek behind the curtain and let you guys know kind of what we're dealing with. And, you know, over 1.5 million pounds of caramel is used in the Caramel Delights, which is enough to fill 11 swimming pools, which is a fantastic mental picture. We bake more than 5 million Thin Mints a day. So that amounts to over 450 miles of cookies. Which would be heaven. Thin Mints that's my favorite cookie. A batch of Caramel Delights takes about an hour to bake from the dough to the final package, which is hard to imagine when you're holding that little cookie in your hand. And we use more than 600,000 pounds of flour a week. It's just truly a remarkable process for us to kick off each season of the cookie sale. So just a couple did you know facts. Here is the lineup. I don't know if you know this, but ABC actually stands for America's Best Cookies. New this year is Adventurefuls. Emma kind of already got that word out there, but only at ABC can you get the lemonades, the gluten-free caramel chocolate chip cookie, and the Toastier. Toastier was new for everybody last year, so that still feels like a pretty darn new cookie because we launched it during a pandemic. So, you know, at our core, we are a baker, and we think that the cookies really matter, and so we take a lot of pride in the cookies that we bake, and happy to provide them with just fantastic product for you for your cookie sale. Next slide. Emma, did I lose you? There we go. Cool beans. All right, the 22 cookie lineup. The net weight and number of cookies per package has not changed in the last 9 years. And so that really is a nice stat to share, as you know that inflation has really hit us in our pocketbooks on all types of things that we buy, but we have not made the change to the weight and the cookies. So when the consumers buy their packages from our Girl Scouts, they still are receiving a great value. The Adventurefuls, you'll notice they're last on the list. There are 15 cookies in a box. So if you think about when you open up a peanut butter patties package, the tray that comes out, that's the similar experience you'll have with Adventurefuls. So 6.5 ounces, 15 cookies in the package. So, oh, there's the shining light right down there on the Adventurefuls. So it is a brownie inspired cookie. That's why we've got the brownie there beside it. A caramel cream in the middle. It is actually a firm cream. So the cookie is actually a crunch when you bite into it. It's drizzled in chocolate and has a chocolate backing. So let's look at that just a little bit closer. There's a really close look at that that cookie. We are going to be celebrating that. There's the fun confetti all around it, with a lot of promotional materials available on our Flickr site. But it's going to be a fun new adventure as we get out there, climb with courage, and get out there and sell a new product for the new 22 season. So I look forward to hearing your feedback on this cookie. I personally think it's delicious. I had 5 of them today, which is embarrassing to admit, but it is a fantastic cookie.
Faith, really quick before we move on.
Yes.
This is something I don't remember off the top of my head, but Angie asked about the sample packs that were sent to leaders in the past, or to our coordinators in the past, for any trainings with leaders. And was that something that I had placed an order for, and can they expect those to be coming?
Yes. So during our planning session, Emma, we already designated, and it's automatic each year, there is a new cookie that comes out. A package is designated per troop. And
Okay.
those will be coming out soon. I'll have to check back to our workbook for the week of delivery, but yes. So each service unit will also get one 603, which is a package of one of every variety of cookie except the gluten-free.
Okay.
So they'll get a 603 at the service unit level. Then each troop will be designated one box of Adventurefuls.
Absolutely. That's great. Thank you, Faith. So
Yep.
Angie, those sample packs should be arriving soon. And again, that will contain all of the cookies except for the gluten-free variety. But then otherwise we're good to go. So thank you very much. And Faith, I will go ahead and mute my.
Oh, no problem. All right, we're going to look at a couple packaging updates. It's nothing major. There is a little update to the logo on the side of the box, which reflects that we now are using mass balance palm oil in all of our cookies. The RSPO logo has been updated to reflect mixed in lieu of credits. Also, just there's a reminder that all of the nutritional ingredient information can be found at abcbakers.com or abcsmartcookies.com. And an updated allergen flyer is available for a quick reference each season. I know that a lot of people like to have that allergen flyer when they're doing cookie booths, because people like to know, what are the allergen specifics, things like that. So make sure you go out and check for that reference, the allergen flyer reference. So this is just another fun fact little slide. It's pretty cool to see that 3 of the Girl Scout cookies are in the top 8 sellers at retail. We're only in the market a couple of months of the year, up against Oreo and Chips Ahoy, things like that. But when we come to market, it's big news, and we put a fantastic product out there that people recognize and want to buy. So this is just a fun fact slide for you. Here is a look at the overall ABC mix of what was purchased last year for the 2021 season. Customers love our Baker Choice items. I even hear stories about people crossing state lines to come get the lemonades because it's so much better than the other Baker's lemon cookie. But Toastiers came in strong at 8%, lemonades. S'mores are sunsetted, of course, but this is just what the overall countrywide how the sales came in for 2021. Now, if we take a look at your council specifically, it's pretty similar to the national average. However, Thin Mints were about 2% higher, and Caramel Delights were about 4% lower than the national average. I thought that was interesting. We saw spikes in the peanut butter products during COVID last year, but it looks like your council stayed pretty flat for those varieties. So Emma already touched on the fact that there is guidance on how to order your initial orders and by variety, but it's sometimes fun to see a pie graph and see it in person in this format. So that's what this is here for. Now, we also like to share the fact that we offer some helpful features for consumers too. 4 of our cookies are vegan, and then our gluten-free cookie is actually produced in a dedicated gluten-free bakery You know, we come into market with real chocolate and butter. You know, it's in the resealable pouch. It's also a peanut and free soy facility. Very delicious cookie if you haven't tried it. The direct ship gift box is back. I mean, this was huge last year. We sold over 100,000 boxes, which was almost a 400% increase over the previous year. People are starting to catch on. I mean, this box is a great one to receive. It's a very heavy cardboard box that fits 6 packages. Shipping charges are not the same year over year. Remember, Emma did touch on the slight increase for the 22 season. But this is also a fun thing for girls to promote during Valentine's Day, or just a yay celebration, celebratory thing to promote during the cookie sale. So let's look at the theme and rewards a little bit more. We've already talked about the Climb with Courage. Here are some of the we can go to the next slide. Here are some of the actual art that's available out there on the Flickr gallery. You can access that through Smart Cookies. At the top right of the web page, there's these 2 little dots. When you click on those, that's when you'll be sent over to our Flickr site. There are so many koala images and cookie images. It's whatever you can make of it, you know, as you're thinking about flyers and things for your troops and how you want to communicate, you know, maybe important information. There's a lot that's at your fingertips, so please make sure to check out our Flickr site. We have fun graphics to support the new cookie launch. This, as you can probably recognize, is similar to the GSUSA new branding. So we are following suit and providing materials in this format as well. Cookie program online resources. You know, here's one of the things that you may not know is such a huge resource is our help desk. It is a 24/7 help desk. So that number in the middle, you can also email us, but that's huge as you are trying to maybe put an initial order in and it's midnight and you're stuck and where do you know, you can't get up, you don't want to bother Emma. Please call our help desk support line. They are trained to answer all kinds of questions about your council and how to navigate smart cookies and things like that. So that's a huge resource that we sometimes forget to tout, that it is there for you. YouTube channel there has some great videos. And I just talked about Flickr, but next slide. Here is a complete list of even more descriptive resources that are available, where to go, how-tos, themed flyers, you name it. And it's even funny, we have a Lemonade's Facebook page. Did you know that? I mean, there's a lot out there if you have the time to search, but if you don't have the time to look through all of the materials and you have a specific question, Emma and I are here to help guide you toward the right direction, because this looks like a lot of information. Happy to help drill it down when you're in the need and in the know for help. Smart cookie updates. As Emma already mentioned, we had a couple of things that were sort of tweaked for the 22 sale. Nothing too huge. QR codes are now right in Smart Cookies. That was an update that happened during the season. And last year, some people picked up on it and they realized it, but from the get-go, all QR codes are now in Smart Cookies for girl and troop accounts. Direct ship, there's a tweak. Lengthy names like business names no longer get cut off. The Smart Booth Divider report now includes the troop cookie link. Delivery and pickup information. That's just a nice add-in. URLs on the troop page will be updated to the new naming convention that Emma went through earlier. And also we've updated the wording. So instead of Smart Start Girl Delivery Order, it's now Girl Scout Cookie Delivery Order on when sales come through on the social media link. So we had a few people worried last year about the naming of that, and so we got that revised for the 22 season. Smart Cookies for Volunteers. It's a fun platform, makes every step of the program easy, fast, fun. You are going to use this to create your profile, which includes goals, tracking proceeds, money, recognition, and even video instructions. There's a lot there for volunteers. And also, on the next slide, it's even more for girls. I mean, this is where the girls come in and get to be their own cookie bosses. They can help set their own goals. They can get in there, on a regular basis and see how are their orders coming along. How close are they to that next, that cute koala recognition, or how do they share videos? There's just a lot that a girl can do in there within the platform to ensure that they are a successful cookie boss. So additionally, the family pin program is available. It's back. Emma, would you like to touch on this at all?
Yeah, absolutely. And I mostly just had Faith include this slide with her portion just to let you know that this is a program that GSCI will offer. The pins are available for purchase in our boutiques. And it's just a great way, especially now that girls can earn an individual pin for each year, and each skill that she learns is a great opportunity. So just something that really can involve the entire family, and something we wanted to bring to your attention.
Perfect, thank you. One of the other resources I just wanted to highlight real quickly is the 22 goal chart that's on the Flickr site too. That's very popular, especially with some of the younger girls as they are learning to do math and figure out what it takes to get to their goal that they've set. This chart is available in black and white, so it makes it easier to print if you don't want to print in full color. But this resource is out there available on the Flickr site. And with that, I will say thank you. Again, I'm here to support. I want you to be successful in your cookie programs. I want the girls to feel success. And I'm happy to answer any questions now, or if you think of them and send them to Emma, we'll work together to get you a response. I can't wait to make this a good cookie year. Last year was difficult for a lot of people, but let's move forward. Let's be courageous and climb with courage together. I'm thankful that you were here tonight with me, and thank you for participating in the cookie sale.
And thank you, Faith, for being here and being a part of this training. I did have one question that came in just as we were wrapping things up.
Okay.
And was wondering if you ever see the s'mores cookie coming back in the future, or were sales really poor for that cookie?
So once we retire a cookie, it pretty much stays retired, is what I've heard. I don't know about all of the 80 years that ABC has worked with GSUSA on the cookies, what's maybe come and gone, but I have been told that once a cookie retires, it is retired. And the reason why that cookie left the lineup is it was the lowest performing cookie. That was a baker choice item. So that's what we are allowed to sunset, retire out. Going forward, we are going to work with GSUSA and launch new cookies at the same time between both bakers. So that's a new agreement going forward. So we're both launching Adventurefuls this year. That was an ABC concept. So not only did we win the koala and the climb with courage this year, they also selected our cookie for the 22 season. So a lot of good things happening here. But yeah, so I sadly don't see the s'mores coming back. I know a lot of people like that cookie, but it was the lowest performing of the baker choice items.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for giving us a glimpse into that process as well. But if any of you have any other questions, feel free to put them in the chat, or I know we're getting towards the end of the evening, and maybe we're getting ready to get kiddos to bed or help with homework or things like that. So feel free to send me an email, and like Faith mentioned, both her and I will work together to make sure that your questions are answered. But I again wanted to thank each and every one of you for taking time out of your schedules this evening. I know that Several of you were probably multitasking, but that is the beauty of virtual trainings, is you can still be doing life at home and learning about the cookie program too. So thank you again, everyone, for attending tonight. As always, if you have any questions, call, text, email, and I'm happy to help. And I will give you the rest of your evening back. But thank each and every one of you for being here this evening and for taking some time to learn about the upcoming cookie program. So have a great rest of your evening.
All right. Thank you, Emma.
Thank you, Faith.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.